Okay, as you can see, like the little bandage on my thumb. Yeah, I got a cut during work over here, and apparently also a little bit over here. And just one clean cut. There's a lot of blood. You could feel a shot glass. But anyways, how I get this? Well, let's go back a very long time. When I was 7, 6, I don't know. My dad used to bring me with him on some sort of trips to his work. Like his work is being the boss of a company, a small company that that sells that cuts meat. It's not a butchery, but yeah, I'm not really sure what it is called in English. It's a slachterij, slachthuis in Dutch. So anyway, yeah, he used to bring me a couple of times, and yeah, that's when I saw him. The only time I saw him using a shotgun. Yeah, he shot a cow. It fell over, and yeah, that's it. I was in the vehicle when he did that. In the truck, the camion vrachtwagen. I'm not sure if there's a specific name for it or it's just a truck. So yeah, skip a few years later, I was still in the single digits numbers of age, and yeah, I did work. I had to carry a lamb. It was skinned. I was wearing a work outfit, gloves included, and I was feeling like Jesus carrying his cross. I wasn't very strong. I was very young, like 8, 9, something. Just still in the single digits, so I wasn't not very developed to be strong yet. Then more years ahead, 13 or 11, somewhere in between those, and that's when I began cutting meat. Yeah, I was cutting pieces of meat like 2 hours long a day. Not much. I was still young, and it wasn't voluntarily, so not paid. I wasn't paid, but it wasn't very long, so I don't really mind anymore. Then some years later, like 16, 15, I was to no, wait, yes, 16 or 15, and yeah, my dad brought me, and this time it was paid, like the whole summer. No, just a few weeks, and then yeah, when I arrived, my dad said to the employees, don't give him a knife. So I was just putting meat in bags and close those bags using a machine called an yeah, the machine they called it a vacuum thing, just to vacuum all the air out of the bags so that the meat can stay fresh and not air. And then we had a little break, and literally right after the break, they gave me a knife. very trustworthy employees, am I right? And then next year, this year, oh wait, no, back to the previous year. I was paid €5 a hour. Yes, only €5, Roman 5. Yeah, €5 every hour. So yeah, next year, yeah, the usual work as previous year, cutting meat, putting them in bags, occasionally cleaning a few rooms, the ateliers, the fridges, some, yeah, breaking some ice in the freezer, some cleaning some boxes, cleaning some crates, uh, bakken, nou cleaning some bakken, bakken schoonmaken. Yeah, some either boxes or crates or the thing in between. Yes. And then we go to previous week. And that is when the cut happened. I was promised not to work 3 days in a row. First was Monday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, one of the two, Donderdag. I know the one that comes after Wednesday. I was promised not to work and I eventually did work. Then Friday, promised not to work, I had to work. And it was not short work, it was very long work. It was the longest week of them all. Like almost 7 hours, all the days. That's between 5 and 7 hours. Usually it's between 4 or 5 hours. So anyways, and then Saturday, I was promised not to work, and then, yes, you know what to do, work again. But this time, no more cutting meat, just putting meat in bags, and it's not meat for specifically for customers, it's also sometimes meat for ourselves. So just some steaks, and they felt really small, just 25 grams. Like when you put them in bags, they're pretty small. Probably because I'm used to putting bigger meat pieces, meat chunks in bags. But when they're on the plate, these steaks, they're pretty big. Like probably because you're used to eating small pieces and putting big things in bags. Yeah, something with that. I was promised not to cut anything, and then my co-worker Luigi, he's Romanian, not Italian. So Luigi said, when I was done putting the steaks in bags and other meats in bags, he then said, allee, snijden, stukjes. He was speaking French. So anyways, I began cutting some pieces, like with my right hand, so cut. And then I swapped to my left hand, cut. So, and then back to my right hand, cut. And then my thumb, was holding the meat chunks like this, and my finger then slipped, and it didn't hurt a lot during the cut, so a few seconds after, but it was felt. It bled a lot. I removed the plastic gloves. I wasn't prepared for a cut. I usually wear darker gloves, but like I was promised not to work. I wasn't prepared. But then yeah, only put meat in bags. So yeah, only the plastic gloves, and well, the darker gloves were unavailable. They were in a bucket filled with some sort of liquid, some very sour liquid, azine, acid, whatever it's called. Yeah, that stuff that's worse than lemon juice, pure lemon juice, very sour. So yeah, I couldn't wear a dark glove. So right through the plastic one on my finger. The cut was right over here, and also over here through my nail, like halfway through. Yeah, it was bleeding a lot. My coworker immediately put some bandages, like 6 layers of them. Yeah, this type of bandage, 6 layers. And I wanted to put it underwater, but he immediately grabbed it and bandages, bandages, bandages. After the fifth one, you can still see some blood coming through, going through it. I put the 6th layer up, you can't see anything. I went inside, up all the layers off, put it under water, put some disinfection stuff on it, put some powder on it, up 2 layers of new bandage. Oh yeah, those other bandages, very red. So yeah, it was still bleeding. Of course, the cut was still fresh. But yeah, it wasn't really bleeding all over my thumb, just over here in this area, the armpit area of your fingers. This here. Yeah, it was still bleeding through there. I licked it up, so occasionally. Yeah, I was losing blood. So I wanted to put it back in my body. What easier way to do that is to lick it up. So yeah, then the next day, up, bandages off, a single layer bandage, and that is this one. Oh yeah, we also had to clean up all of the blood by using some paper, some disinfection on it to make it wet. You could have used water instead, but yeah, it hurt, not really hurting, but it felt when he was doing that. And to this day, it still hurts. Okay, and yeah, over here. I'm not sure if it's still bleeding. Well, there's still blood, but it's dry. I hope it's still dry. But yeah, that was my cut. It was actually my very first time I cut in my finger during work. There were 2 other times that were not during work. Once in elementary school and the other one somewhere at home, I think. And yeah, that's a story. Okay, bye. Oh wait. Okie dokie. It's still go. I'm still fine, so yes, it's going good. Going good.